So one of my favorite theories are the ones that connect two separate series into one universe, like Portal and Half-Life, Red Dead Redemption and GTA, and Wolfenstein and Doom. And I got one involving Metroid. This has been a theory I've been thinking about for years. There is a chance that the Donkey Kong Country universe and the Metroid universe are connected. I know, the idea seems kinda crazy. The world of Donkey Kong is set in a relatively modern Earth, with portions of the planet being primitive or industrialized, while Metroid is set in a sci-fi future, with its Earth having advanced technology. So to some, this idea just seems impossible. However, through the Easter eggs found in the Retro Studios Donkey Kong games, I believe it tells a story of the fall of the Galactic Federation. Sounds intriguing, huh? Well, before I continue, remember to subscribe if you like Metroid content. Join the membership to support the channel. You get access to Metroid badges, emotes, and early access to videos. And let me know what you think of this theory in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get started. Sometime at the end of the Metroid franchise, past the events of all the games, the Space Pirates would reform and somehow obtain a Metroid once again. Feeling confident, the Space Pirates would plan an all-out assault on the Galactic Federation headquarters on Earth. Taking on the Galactic Federation on their home turf won't be easy, so the Space Pirates would pull in all their available resources to build an army and ensure their victory. To make sure that they have a big enough army, they would resort to using parasites from Talon 4 to build up their numbers and modify their soldiers in a similar process to Meta Ridley, creating creatures like Meta Crocomire. Once they were ready, the Space Pirates would launch their assault on Earth. The battle would be intense, and Samus would join the fight to defend the planet, but sadly her ship would be shot down in the ensuing chaos. The Space Pirates weren't successful in taking over or destroying the planet, but they would cause enough damage to Earth to regress the technology and society on the planet, and resetting humanity back to square one. From this point, time will pass and the planet will eventually heal from the invasion. Humanity would recover and rebuild their society, back to the point where they would have modern cities and technology, with the only remnants of the invasion from the past being fossilized parasites, the metallic frame of a Meta Crocomire, the crashed gunship, and a singular Metroid that survived the conflict. Well, these aren't the only remnants of the Space Pirate attack. After the fallout of the invasion, some of the Space Pirates would survive, but be stranded on the planet, and throughout the generations, the descendants of the surviving Space Pirates would become the Kremling crew, seen throughout the Donkey Kong games. The Space Pirate faction is comprised of various reptilian and insectoid species, so it doesn't seem too crazy to think that they would evolve and adapt on Earth's environment to become the crocodilian Kremlings and the hostile bugs that make up the crew. The Kremlings do have the same tendencies as the Space Pirates, as they industrialize and pollute their home, in a similar state to how the Space Pirate homeworld Utregus was left in. And based off the design of some of the Kremlings, it's obvious they have no issues with body modification, which was another Space Pirate tendency, and have a propensity of using technology to develop weaponry for the crew, which they most likely stole. And then there's King K. Rool. Being the king of the Kremlings, it seems that he's attempting to preserve and emulate his ancestors' history, but he seems to have a fundamental misunderstanding on what his Space Pirate ancestors were. This could be because some of the history of the Space Pirates were lost to time, or maybe he's just too stupid and insane to fully understand their past. But he's definitely misinterpreting what the Space Pirates are. King K. Rool knows that there were Space Pirates, but he took it too literally and thought that there were swashbuckling pirates instead, explaining why the pirate motif was so prominent in the Kremling crew. He knows that the Space Pirates were performing scientific experiments and research, but he also took this too far and thought that the Space Pirates were just mad scientists, explaining his mad scientist appearance in Donkey Kong Country 3. Although between you and me, they were pretty much mad scientists. Have you seen the experiments they've been doing? And finally, what is King K. Rool? When comparing King K. Rool to the Space Pirates from Metroid, there's one specific Space Pirate that King K. Rool bears a striking resemblance to, and it's Kraid, or Kraid Jr., both being hulking green reptilian creatures. The only thing that King K. Rool is truly missing is just a fist in his stomach, but he's always wearing that golden belly, as if he's trying to hide something underneath it, like a possible fist in his belly. But regardless if that's considered too much of a stretch for this theory, one thing is for certain: even though the original Space Pirates were seemingly defeated in their attempts to take over the planet, they were successfully able to destroy the Galactic Federation, and their descendants were able to pillage and experiment with technologies, keeping the essence of their organization alive, even though their descendants are doing it in a kind of a wacky way. But of course, I want to know what you guys think about this theory. I know it's, again, really wacky. Connecting two drastically different franchises together like this is pretty crazy, and ultimately kind of a sad ending for Metroid if ultimately the Galactic Federation is destroyed and Samus is seemingly defeated with her gunship being destroyed. And yes, I know most of these Easter eggs are just purely Easter eggs. The developers who made Metroid Prime also developed these Donkey Kong Country games, so they're absolutely not meant to be taken literally. They're just fun little nods to their previous project. And I fully understand and honestly love that a lot. Even if it was supposed to be taken literally, some of the Easter eggs just don't make sense timeline wise. Samus has a different gunship at the end of the series, unless somehow she rebuilt her old gunship that she crashed during Metroid Fusion. Samus killed Crocomire during Super Metroid, and sure, you can argue that there could be other members of his species out there, but Planet Zebes blew up, so it's safe to assume that the Crocomire species is gone, and that baby Metroid Easter egg is just too crazy to even justify. But it was still pretty cool weaving together this possible story of how these two franchises are connected through these dumb little Easter eggs, and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed it too. Again, I've been thinking about this theory for a long time, and with the announcement of a new Donkey Kong game that looks honestly really cool, I thought it'd be a good time to bring this theory up to the forefront. If you have any evidence to support or deny this idea, I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. If you have any other ideas for potential universes that could connect to Metroid, please let me know in the comment section below. As well, I kinda wanna do another version of this theory, but involving Kid Icarus instead, because you know, the Kameidos and Metroids. But of course, if you liked the video and if you like Metroid content, please subscribe to the channel as I make Metroid content regularly. Join the membership to get access to badges, emotes, and access to new videos early. It helps support the channel also. And if you want to see more videos from me, feel free to click on the videos above. They're both going to be my recent reactions to the recent Metroid Prime 4 footage, both from the Direct and from the Treehouse Live event, if you just want to see how my initial reactions were. And with that being said, I'm the Metroid Trainer. Hope you like, favorite, subscribe, stick around for next time because I'll be seeing you later.